Alright, so I am doing my Decades Challenge, and I am introducing the 1930s. So the original Decades Challenge is the Depression era. It says that anyone in a career loses their job and must make money by scavenging through the neighborhood for 2 weeks of game time. So what I did for that was none of my Sims had jobs. My female Sim didn't have one because she was a female Sim, even though I think, it doesn't, they can work until the kids arrive. So she didn't have a job. And the patriarch was already retired from the military, so that worked. And the new patriarch had just aged up, so I just didn't get him a job. So no one had jobs. And then this career, there's no more business careers allowed, which is fine, again, because they didn't have jobs. They do not pay their bills. I even let it go so far as the repo man came. I have mine set up to auto pay their bills, so it just wasn't paying their bills because they didn't have enough money. Sims reaching adulthood must take one of the following traits. All of my Sims I gave gloomy. I just felt like gloomy was my best bet for them. I didn't want any of them to be non-committal. I did make a Sim non-committal at one point, but I just wanted this to not be what it was. Because I feel like the way I'm doing these decades, they kind of bleed into each other, so I was glad that this clarification said reaching adulthood in this era. So all of his siblings are now becoming an adult in this era. So he'll do it. And then I guess his children will too. Mr. John the Fourth. It's great. It's just so many Johns. Tripp's son, John. So we had John, then we had Sonny, then we had Tripp, and then John, because for all of these decades, the number one name for men was John. So there's that. But then there's this edited version. Someone updated it. I didn't need to reduce any of their funds because I think they immediately paid bills and lost all of their money. The scavenging, I had them go to, so they live in Henford on Bagley, so they just went up to the Bramblewood. There's like 2 plants, and that's one of the aspirations in The Sims is to scavenge in the Bramblewood. There's only ever 1 plant active at a time, and they're not near each other. It's scavenging. So I just kind of used the rest of their money so they're reduced by 40% was kind of, I used the rest of their money to buy more chickens and a cow and some seeds. The oversized crop seeds, so that way it could simulate that they were gone. Oh no, we're out of food. I added simple living to their lot traits, so that way they can only make food that they have the ingredients for. So that's how I'm handling this part, just because sometimes the Sims just start cooking on their own. But they are eating mostly garden salads and stews, which a lot of the stews that we eat to this day come from the Depression era. No more business career, did the thing with the bills. I didn't get them jobs again. They're actually kind of doing okay selling the 5 plants that they have. So that part is interesting. They all go to school. I'm glad that there's no fee because I'm pretty sure I was forgetting to do that in all the other generations of taking money out. Gave them the traits. They totally got their little bar back. This part is interesting. I didn't have to do this because until my patriarch died, he was getting his, because I had clicked retire. So before the next one aged up, so it was above board. I had clicked retire, so he was getting a pension. So that part worked out, that the game automatically does that for elders when you retire. They are 100% gardening for money. I believe that I have sold some medium or large size paintings. Again, sometimes you just look at an easel and there's a painting on it. But when I start a painting, I am not starting any medium or large size paintings. They are, in fact, all small. The cow plant, however, I don't have because I had moved my Sims for the 1910s off to like a barracks lot that I just put together, and that's where the cow plants were. So I would play with them on the weekends and have them go visit their family as if to simulate leave. There was a whole thing about it, simulating leave. So I did that, and then I would have them feed themselves to the cow plant every day. And one of the Sims died, but the other ones didn't. Luckily, I even put the sister's spouse there with them because everyone was gone. And I don't know how I'm going to accomplish the eco footprint because the only thing they have is a fireplace. They're gardening. They've got a couple of fireplaces that give them industrial footprint, but I don't really know how else to get it for them. The phonograph is just always on. I don't know, but there aren't very many electric things. I did look it up, and the washing machine was invented in 1908. I did not look up when it was commonly in households, but I figured if it was invented in 1908, maybe by the 1930s. Anyway, so here is my family in the 1930s. The repo man came once. Now they need to sell things to pay their bills, and everything is so far gonna work out. Their farm is keeping them alive. The objects that they have from the 1920s and their fancy house is keeping them alive. No jobs, nothing. They still have people over. They're enjoying it so far. And I hope that you are enjoying my quick updates of the 1930s. So that way you can stay tuned. See you next time.